Right, so we are welcome back to class as we look at what the Scrum Master does during the parking lot meeting. In the last lesson, we looked at what the Scrum Master does in the backlog refinement meeting. Before that lesson, we have looked at what the Scrum Master does in the sprint planning, in the daily stand-up, in the sprint review, in the sprint retrospective, then the last backlog refinements, and now in the parking lot. So, as a quick background, we know, I believe, we now know what the parking lot is, the parking lot, and the purpose of the parking lot, which is to capture important discussions that could span outside an agendaed meeting. Important discussions that could span outside an agendaed meeting. So perhaps there is a particular agenda for a meeting. In this case, mostly seen on the job is during the daily stand up that is limited to just 15 minutes and has specific purpose to which that had been designed. So the parking lot is creating a meeting, another meeting from a meeting based on important discussions that should happen. That is what the parking lot idea is all about. So let's see what the Scrum Master does in this meeting. I believe this should be a short lesson. And of course, the first thing a Scrum Master does, I assume we all know that we all look forward to seeing that, or we are used to seeing that now, what the Scrum Master does in all these meetings. First thing is drum roll. Of course, it's not facilitating meetings. All right, let's go by what we have here. So here we have at the first, the Scrum Master captures topics and agenda conversations. That is how the parking lot itself comes to be. The so this would come more or less before the parking lot meeting, but of course, um, is worth noting in this particular lesson also that the Scrum Master captures important conversations, important topics or important discussions, and he builds them into an agenda for the parking lots. Now, he builds those topics into brainstorming sessions where individuals of concern to that topic would come together and discuss what needs to be expanded on that meeting. So we could see from here again the value the parking lot brings to the Scrum team. It helps the team to focus on what needs to be done part time. It also helps the team to follow Agile and Scrum practices closely. It defines self organization. The team becomes more self organizing and they could deliver the right value per time. So, let's say, for instance, in a particular daily stand up, one of the developers has a blocked story or a matter that is not going out or that is not progressing, then in that particular conversation, another team member has some solutions. But that suggestion will take some time. And that suggestion or the guide from another team member needs only the developer with the issue that needs to be resolved and another person that has some guide for him or for her. So the parking lot does not or should not involve every member of the team, only individuals that are to be in that conversation. So where you have other developers that the matter is not of high importance to them, or they have no direct contribution to make, they could be excused from that particular meeting, right? But so the Scrum Master now pulls the developers together in another meeting, and of course, he is expected to be there to facilitate the meeting. And of course, so we could see here facilitate prioritization because there are topics topics that we've built together that we want to deal with. So it will now prioritize them in order of importance or matter or resolutions or impacts or value they could bring, right? So it also sets clear expectation for that particular meeting, and it reveals the angle of discussion for that meeting. From there, all the actions, all the conversations, all the angles will be considered. The actions are itemized. The next step are now put in progress, all in a bid to resolve that issue of concern, to bring an improvement to the team. So the Scrum Master is putting or pulling everybody together. There are times where the needed help is outside the team. So the Scrum Master would chase up those individuals and ensure that they could join that meeting so that they could bring value and think through the resolution on that matter. So these are some of the things the Scrum Master does during the parking lot meeting. When you roll over into the project, we've been able to create some avenues for you to have your own parking lot meetings. And of course, we would be there to give you the necessary support to see how you facilitate those conversations and bring value to the team and ensure the team stays focused on the sprint goal and they are able to deliver the right value. So that will be all for this particular class. As I mentioned, it would be a short class, but I believe you will have a clear understanding what the Scrum Master does at the parking lot meeting as well. If you have any question on any area you want us to expand further, or you need me to expatiate on one or different angles to this, please let me know. I'll be glad to do justice to them. So we'll see you again in the next class. Bye for now.